Hi, and welcome to This Is with Emrod. In today's episode, this is Flower Your Way for the Merchantville edition. And we're going to be talking to Joanne, who is the owner of Flower Your Way. And when I first met Joanne, she just gave me this warm smile, welcoming smile, and I just right away fell in love with her and her personality. So, hi Joanne, how are you today?
Good. How are you?
Good. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, I currently live in Cherry Hill. I am from Central Jersey, moved into Center City for a little bit. Me and my husband moved into Cherry Hill maybe about 7 years ago.
Okay.
I have about 33 years in the floral industry.
Oh, wow.
I actually went to school for, of all things, to test out auto mechanics.
Okay.
Then, so at the time they gave you 3 to 5 different industries to try and see where you wanted to be. And I said, oh my goodness, auto mechanics, I can't wait. Take cars with my dad and, and I went.
So if my car breaks down, do you know how to fix it?
No, but I know people. So we took these little 10 days in a couple different industries, and they said to us when we went into auto mechanics, oh, by the way, no cars for you to work on. So I wore dress and heels for 10 days in an auto mechanic shop and said, this is not the career for me.
Okay.
They said, you need to find another flower shop or another industry. And I said, okay, what's horticulture? They said, oh, like greenhouse and flowers. I said, whatever. Within my 10 days, I was competing on a city level, held a office in one of the in-school organizations, was chosen to do a couple events for the school inside. So I was like, okay, maybe this is where I need to be. 33 plus years later, here I am in my own store.
That's awesome. So how long have you owned this store?
I have been here February, I believe it's 3 years now.
3 years.
Yes, 3 years.
And is this your first store?
Yes, first and only. I've done and dabbled for friends, family, weddings, parties, from my living room, sitting on the sofa, playing until, but no, this is my first business. My husband and I actually, so we saw the ad for the building. And I said to my husband, I said, we got this money sitting in the account and there's only a little bit. I said, let's see where it goes. And when we run out, we say, thank you, Merchantville. And we closed the doors and we had extra money to take a vacation. It's okay. 3 years later, I am still open. And we are still moving forward.
Yes.
When I started here in the building, I want to say it was 250 square feet of space that I had. So I had a piece of a quarter of the store. I started with dollar store trash cans for buckets. I used coffee tables for shelving units. I used a 6-foot folding table to design. And over time, we just increased and changed out and got a flower fridge and have been pushing along.
That's great. And you've done events, because I was at one of your events.
Yes.
That was fun, where you'd be like, for Christmas, was that? I think it was Christmas.
Thanksgiving.
Oh,
Thanksgiving. That's right, Thanksgiving. Yes, no, it was Thanksgiving. I was like, no, colors were brown. I'm like, Thanksgiving.
We had the little pumpkins.
The pumpkins and scarecrows. Yes.
That was fun.
Yeah, so I do kind of like the sip and paints. Yeah, make flowers, wine, cheese. I actually have one coming up in a couple days in-house.
Oh, right here.
Yes. Smaller group, 6 to 8 people. Small time block. They'll come in and, we'll set up with, snacks and sodas and whatever the case may be, and they're gonna make their thing. I do go to homes and do the same thing. I do private teaching in home. If somebody is like, I want to do it for myself, I offer.
Do you bring the supplies for them, or do they have their own supplies?
No, I will bring supplies, and that's all
part of the
package. Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. I'll work with churches. Last year I had the Boy Scouts here selling flowers out front for Mother's Day.
Oh, that's cute.
Yes.
I heard you might have an event with photography, Nicole.
Yes.
Nicole Nada.
Yes. 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 Millie Little Thing.
Little things. Are you doing something?
They reached out. We're gonna work on a collaboration. We're not really sure which direction yet,
Yeah.
but yeah, we're gonna work something. So, you know,
Exciting.
yes. We'll see how it goes.
I love
Super
how
excited.
this town, and that's another thing about Mercerville. Like you all know each other, you all collaborate with each other, and
Yep.
open for collaboration.
Oh, absolutely.
Tell us, what is one thing that you really love about doing this? Like I know you said since you were like a teenager,
Yes.
you've been doing this.
Yes. And again, I jumped into this accidentally. I had no idea. But what I loved is the people who come in, tell me the story, and let me create something for them. And I'm not doing, you know, what you see online and it has to be this way. Like I get to create and watch the faces of other people, whether it's picking it up on delivery. I don't mean to bring anybody's emotions down, but even when it comes to memorial services, you know, these families come
Yeah.
in and they're hugging me and crying on my shoulder, going, "This was the most beautiful thing," and it warms my soul
To be able
to be there, and for people to come back and know that what I envisioned worked for what they needed. Yes.
So it's not only like order online. You can come
Yep.
into the store and
Yep.
say like, Joanne, I want this. Like I fell in love, and I want to
Yes.
give them something amazing.
Yes.
So
Yes.
you
Yes.
can work something out with a personal,
Absolutely.
person to person.
Yes, absolutely. They can text, they can Facebook, they can walk in my store, they can order online, they can call me and go, "I want this, but I want to do this." Order it online, make a note to me and say, "Hey, we talked about this." But I have so many people that do come in here that are like, "Just do something." So it's not the traditional, "See this is what I want." And you have to follow the picture. I truly get to use my creativity and design.
Awesome. And how long does it take to like, if I come in and I'm like, I want this, like, does it take a long time?
If I have the color palette that you're looking for or the flower selection that you're looking for,
Yeah.
on average, 10 to 15 minutes.
Okay.
If you, yes, I can.
No, I thought you were gonna say, "Oh, I have to go and like order."
No, as long as I have something in stock and we talk and work out something to what you're looking for, I could have it in about 15 minutes. Most of the time, I'll tell people to walk around town, or they'll go, "Hey, I gotta go here," and I'm like, "Go ahead, I'll be back." If it's something special ordered,
Yes.
assuming it's one item and that's it. Hey, I need yellow roses, and I don't have any. My wholesalers are local enough. Usually in about 4 to 6 hours.
Wow. So the same, almost
Yeah,
the same
almost
day.
the same day if it's early enough. Yes.
Oh, I love that.
Yes.
I did not know that.
I actually had, speaking of the Blue Monkey, I had a party. She called me 48 hours before. She's like, "I need 15 centerpieces." I said, "Are you flexible?" She said, "Sure." I said, "Done deal." So, I mean, I can do parties, events, last minutes. The more flexibility that a customer has to let me do what I need with what I have,
Yes.
the shorter amount of time needed
to take.
Absolutely.
Okay. And what are some difficulties that you have faced doing this? Because I know sometimes, we have our own business and we can do this and we can do that. But what are difficulties that you have dealt with?
Difficulties for me, obviously, time of year. The town itself, summertime, they go and enjoy the summer.
Yeah.
It's booming everywhere but here. So, but that's okay.
Yeah.
Like, people are at the shore, they're enjoying their summer, they're off to the beach. It's life.
Yes.
But for me, it's like, okay, how many flowers do I put in my fridge? Am I going to have one person walk in? Am I going to have 5 people walk in?
Yeah.
Where do I put my time? Where do I invest,
Do you get a lot more like wedding stuff in the summer?
Usually, yes. But so I opened during the pandemic and COVID, and things were just starting to open up. So weddings were a little more because everybody's like, my date's open.
Yeah.
Let me book it and call the florist. So I was a little busier and had 1 or 2 a month. Now it's okay, I'm getting married next year, and you know, it's not as busy
Right.
as it was, but they still come through the door. I actually have one at the end of March that
It's already
playing around with. Yes, yes.
Uh-huh.
With any business, not knowing for me is the hardest part. It's a crapshoot. You know, hey,
Yeah.
Valentine's Day is coming. Am I going to have 100 people walk in? Am I going to have 5 people walk in? Are they going to want the 10,000 red roses I have in store? Or are they going to want white carnations that I don't have? Like, you know, it's always, and I feel for me, that's the hardest part because I can't predict the what,
Yes.
you know, and I still, after 3 years, find that's the hardest thing for me.
It makes a lot of sense. I mean, I can't imagine having to predict what people are going to want because they change. It's not always red roses anymore.
No, right.
You know, things are like evolving, and it's like it's that thing of like even on December, it's like it's always like different things that are coming your way that people might want something different.
Right. I mean, I could have every flower in my fridge,
And they want the one.
and they want the one I don't have, and I'm like, I can get it, but man, you know what I mean? It's like. And you kind of beat yourself up because you're like, you want to provide to the customer, to the client, and then they come in and you're like, no, sorry, and I'm like, oh.
Yeah.
So,
but you also have the facility that you have your providers like close by.
Yes.
So then it's still like
I have
flexibility.
Absolutely, I have three plus vendors all within an hour and 10 minutes of me. So if one doesn't have, another one will have, and you know, so it's not like I'm waiting on a truck from Florida or flying, you know, having a box flown overnight from, you know, Ecuador, or, you know, they're close enough that I can call, and if they have
flowers come out from all over.
Yes, Ecuador, Colombia, Florida, Canada.
Do you have a season where you don't have certain flowers?
There are some seasons where only certain things are available. Sunflowers. Mostly you can get them through the year, but they absolutely are different in the summer in size and style than they are the rest of the year.
They're
Sunflowers.
Like
right. June, July.
Huge.
Right. So, you know, dahlias, zinnias, they're all summer flowers.
What's your favorite flower?
Me?
Yeah. Do you have a favorite?
I don't know. I don't know if I have a favorite. I really, you know, I have stuff that I like working with.
Yes.
But if somebody said, hey, I want to bring you flowers, what's your favorite?
No way.
I don't know if I really have one. It's crazy. I'm so embarrassed.
I don't have a favorite flower. I love flowers. I love like flowers in general, and it wasn't something that I loved when I was younger.
Really?
I don't know. It was like something, okay, flowers, whatever. But then after I got older, I'm like, I love flowers. I want flowers. Like, bring me flowers.
I need them. My kitchen table is there.
Yeah.
So
yes, I keep sending Jack your way.
Yes,
Just
come over here.
Stop by.
Yes,
and give me flowers.
Yes, I'll get them. I have them. Other obstacles? Placing the order, hoping that it comes in good.
Yeah, the people like it.
Right. Well, that and the quality. I'll be honest. Valentine's Day, I ordered a couple thousand roses. My first 1,000 were molded and dead. I called my wholesaler 3 days before and said, do you know Valentine's Day is in 3 days? And all of my flowers are molded and brown. What am I supposed to sell? Now, it was worked out. They sent me fresh, so it didn't affect me. But 3 days before Valentine's Day, sitting on all these orders of people wanting flowers, and then to open my box and, they're molded or broken or... Yeah. So, and that's the other one too, because, you make that promise to people and you're like, sure, I can get you. And then you open the box and you're like, oh no. Listen, those flowers? Well, so.
Now, Flower Your Way is definitely like Flower Your Way. It's the name of your...
the store.
The store.
Yes.
But how do you figure that name?
So
does it have a story?
So it's got a little story, but there's a lot of shops out there and shops I've worked in, people that I have friends in the industry, and everybody picks, this blah, blah, blah boutique and this blossom thing. And nowadays there's so many do it yourself. I want to make it at home. I just want to bring this home. You know what? I'm going to give you what you need. The flowers you want, your way. So when, when we were picking out a name, that's kind of, how I went with it, because I want the customer to get what they want with my system.
So what else besides from flowers do you do?
So we do carry gifts, chocolates, stuffed animals. When I first opened, there was a lot of local crafters in the building.
Okay.
I kept most of the local crafters, and I said,
"Yep, it's around here."
Yep. Some of the crafters, pandemic came and went per se, but work started happening full time. Back in the office started happening. People would call me and go, "Joanne, I gotta go back to work, and we need to put our side business on hold." Okay. I get it. I absolutely get it. So in the beginning, we kept all local vendors, crafters, things like that. So, I have a lady who writes books, and, another company who crochets, and another company who does candles and soaps. And
smells good.
Yes. I'm going to tell you, her candles, people come in and go, "My whole house, it smelled like espresso." I'm like, sure,
Good.
because that's the whole thing is I want people to keep coming back.
Yeah.
The
quality.
Yep. The lady who does the crocheting for me, she crocheted me bumblebees. On my website, I have yellow and white arrangement with one of her bumblebees. So every time somebody sees it, we collaborate, to
bring that out.
Yeah,
that's great that you're helping
other people.
Yeah.
Because you know what?
Other
People
creators
helped me get
yeah.
started, and I want to return the favor to those who want to
do it.
who want to build a business as well. I had a support team, and I want to be here for those who want to, start their business.
Yes, and that was very true in my case. Like, I reached out to you, and you were like, "Of course, yes." And I'm like, and then you got me, you supported me in other ways where you're like, "Okay, I'm gonna reach out to somebody else and talk to them."
Yep.
And I was like, "Oh my God, nobody really does that." And it's like I found it here in Merchantville. Like, I talked to you, and you went right away and talked to Marvick. It's jiu-jitsu, and then I talked to Michael in Brotherly Love Creation, and then he introduced me to everybody else here.
Yep.
Yes, and then also the Hunter Gallery. She was amazing. She was like, "Come, I have an event." Like, everybody's so friendly.
Yes.
And so helpful. Like,
Yes.
you can tell the quality of people, humanity that is here in this town.
Absolutely. All the small businesses in town are all for the other small business.
Yes, and you all collaborate. It's not like a competition. I can talk to you because you're all collaborating together.
Yep. No, agreed. And that's one thing that I do. Like, I never have to worry about walking through one of the other small businesses and, be like, "I have a question. Get out of my store." It doesn't happen. It doesn't happen. So.
Yeah, that's awesome. Now, as we continue, like, getting to wrapping up, do you have anything that you want to say that we didn't talk about, or
I don't
really like
I don't think so. I mean, I'm here. If I'm not here, I'm here. Our phone is a cell phone, so it comes with me.
Mm-hmm.
So if I'm out getting flowers for somebody and you knock on my door, call the phone, send a text. "Hey, I'm here. When will you be back?" Because here's the thing. I could be up the street getting a cup of coffee at one of the local, at the station, or I could be right, or I could be at the Blue Monkey grabbing my burger for lunch. So I'm here.
How about your husband? Is he ever here?
He used to be. He actually ran the business while I worked full time. For the first almost 2.5 years.
Oh wow! So you just started, right?
I just started back. Well, it might be coming up on maybe 8 months, so almost a year. Mother's Day will be a year for me. He came to me. He said, "Joanne, we're getting a little busier, and I don't know how to make some things," because he's still learning. And I said, "Well, let's roll reversal for a minute, and I'll come into the store full time, and you go to work, and we'll kind of see." So Right now, I don't keep him here
Yeah.
because he invested almost 3 years. So I try and keep him separated so he can have his personal life, and he can go home after work and relax and not have to worry about running here to do this or do that. But he is behind the scenes. Yes,
Yeah.
he is behind the scenes, and you will occasionally see him here if I'm not, or if he's stopping by to visit. But I try and kick him out.
So,
I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie.
that's funny. And then how do you see yourself in a few years? Like, do you feel like you're gonna stay here and keep your husband working, or do you want to like switch, reverse roles? Do you think?
I would like to stay here. I would like to, honestly, over time, I'd like to have a staff.
Yeah.
I'd like to teach somebody what I know and have other people in here, and, eventually one day be in a position where my husband can come here and we can work together, because we've always worked together in the same businesses. If, you talk to some people, they're like, I can't work with my husband. He started in the flower industry, worked with me.
Yeah.
He moved to something else. We wound up working together again. I worked for a supply chain and logistics because I have a trucking dispatch office work background as well, in between flowers, like, so, so we worked for that company together, so eventually, the plan is to have him here, me here, have a staff. Listen, when I've got 20 years invested here, my plan is to come in my shorts and my tank top, drop off some paperwork, and be like, this is the flight. I'll be in Bermuda for a week. And if you need me, text me. And if I don't answer, figure it out. Because,
yes.
So,
but we're wrapping up. So let's say, what message do you want to give to somebody starting their own business, or somebody that is just thinking and keeps having that thought of wanting to start their own business?
What I can tell people and what I have told people, don't give up, figure out what works. It's always going to be trial and error.
Yes.
It's never, I'm going to do this and it's going to happen. If something doesn't work, tweak it to what's going to work for you. Try something else. Never, ever, ever give up. Just keep pushing and find what works.
Especially if you have that idea and keeps coming up. And
Yes.
keeps coming up.
Yes.
Just do it.
Yes, just do it. I mean, if I may,
Yeah.
I have one of my crafters in here who was getting frustrated because their product really wasn't pushing.
Right.
And I said, revamp your style. Find something different, but what you love. They came up with a new plan.
Yeah.
They, kind of talked to me about it. I had nothing to do with it, but I said, look, why don't you try this avenue? They researched it. They brought the new product into me, and I've sold one in a week.
Okay. So it's a progress.
It's a work in progress.
Yes.
And if what you're doing doesn't work, doesn't mean your idea won't work. You just need to find the right way to do it.
And the right marketing
and
yes. And what?
Yep.
Tweaking some things around.
Yes, absolutely.
Don't keep putting the same thing out there.
Right. If it's not working, find a different angle.
Yeah.
Find a different angle and keep trying.
So keep trying. I love talking to you. I love your smile.
I love this. Thank you so much.
Thank you. And I hope you all have a great day. And I hope you all learned something today from the flowers. And come visit Flower Your Way and make your order online as well as on the phone or walking by. This is an amazing town to visit. And I wish you all have a great day.
Bye.
See ya. Bye.